All right, hitting go live right now.
That's a bad omen. Did you hit go live? That's a bad omen. The second you just fell off.
What happened?
It's just falling apart. The podcast is falling apart.
What was that? What is that?
It's the thing that Bob put on here.
Oh no. Well, we can blame Bob for that.
It is Bob's fault. Did you hit record on audio?
Yes, I did.
Let's go right now. Welcome on in, everybody, to Nontendo Live, episode 3 in our house. Oh my God, look at us! A little round of applause for us.
Hey!
Ham is here too, and look at Ham's shot.
I can't clap and switch
I'm
scenes at the same time.
actually jealous of Ham. We should have had us over there.
It looks nice over here. It looks pretty. It's crisp.
It looks like it's your podcast.
Yeah,
honestly.
it does.
I mean, you throw it to us. It's the crew.
Welcome to the Nontendo Podcast, everybody. I am. Hold on. I'll just play the lower third. There you go.
There you go.
What's up? My name's Wood.
Dude, it actually looks kind of nice.
It looks really
If I ever
nice.
solo do the show on my own,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna sit over there with a laptop.
True. Yeah.
We
got Kim as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
Hi.
doing the episode with me. We're doing it from our house for a lot of reasons, and we don't have to get into all the reasons. But first up, I want to ask everybody in chat, how does everything look and sound on your end before we start? Oh, I was playing a video that whole time. Was that coming through?
No, because I turned the PC audio off before we did anything.
Thank God.
Because I didn't want to make any mistakes.
Well, that would have had an echo through the whole thing. Because I was
it's
playing the episode. Yeah, how's everything look? How's everything sound? Let me know.
Yeah, chat is on a little bit of a delay, just so you know. But yeah.
Freaking Xbox over there, man.
What do you mean for?
It's going dark and bringing up like Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves 2024.
Kim, you just wiggle it. Here, we'll just leave it. Well, not that much.
Sorry.
Good Lord.
You got it.
Said move it.
They're trying to
wiggle it, not play a video game.
It's been a bit of a nightmare just to get the logo up here, but it's okay.
Yeah, no, I spent a good 20 minutes trying to turn off a screensaver. All right. If everything looks and sounds good, Ganondorf isn't in focus. Yeah, trust me, that's not an issue. Wood could be louder.
I did. I turned you up a little
All right.
bit already. So
yeah, Ham's over there on the 1s and 2s today. Thanks to Ham for driving down to Pennsylvania to do the show with us. I wanted to try it from my house because you guys know, driving up to New York every single week, it's a lot.
It's like an 8-hour work day by the end of it.
And everybody keeps saying, do episodes from your house. And I've been pretty vehemently against doing it in my house because, it's fine. It's whatever. But I listen. I listen to the people. So let me know in the comments what you think. Ham and I tried really hard to set this up nice.
We did. I think we did a good job. I look great.
You look really great. I'm actually jealous of how you look. All right, we have a lot of Nintendo news to talk about. Kim, you got any stories for us? Anything you want to? No.
I got nothing.
All right. Okay, just thought I'd check. You having a good day? Everything's been cool?
Yeah.
Nothing new in your life you want to talk about?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
At the moment. Yeah, no.
All right. All right. Where do you want to begin? Is there anything I'm so thrown off base doing it in my basement.
I mean, if you're looking for direction from me about news going on in the video gaming world, I don't have anything other than that new thick Deadpool controller. But that's me.
Yeah. We can start there. That was the one thing that you threw in the doc today that you were
love it.
We gotta talk
God.
about this. Have you seen it, Kim?
No, this is my first time seeing it.
So this is from Dexterdo, which whatever. Xbox revealed an official. I'm not logged in, by the way, so I apologize for all of
different
this.
computer.
Yeah.
This is also I'm using 2 of my laptops today, and this laptop is about 10 years old, and it feels so big and archaic. It feels like the original
Chunky.
laptop.
Yeah, he's very chunky.
Yeah.
Speaking of chunky, Xbox revealed an official Deadpool controller with butt cheeks on the back, designed by Deadpool.
How do you think that that's gonna feel in the hand?
I hope it's like the
Nice.
Nerf one.
Have you ever grabbed a butt?
I've grabbed the butt before.
It's not bad.
This is a mini butt though, and we're
mini butt.
I want to know what Bob would have to say about this because
Yeah.
Bob's very particular about.
You want to call him? I'll call him.
If you want.
I'll call him. We'll see what
Okay.
Bob has to say about it. I don't know if he'll like that actually. Is he in chat?
I haven't seen him.
I'll message
Plenty
him.
of other folks in chat, though.
Hold on, I'll message him first. I won't just call him out the blue.
Right.
I'm live on the podcast. Can I call you quickly? We'll see if he even replies. I mean, it's funny. It's goofy. I love two things here. I love Deadpool does so much cross marketing. He said, "Sure, okay. We're in, baby."
Very nice.
We're patching him in old school.
I'm excited. I'm a Bob fan, so.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you're live on the Nontendo Podcast.
Oh, that's great.
I'm looking at the Deadpool ass controller, and the first thing Ham said is, "I really want to know what Bob thinks of this."
I really want one, but whenever they do these promotional ones, they never sell them. It's always like, you got to win it.
Well,
see, I'm worried about the hand feel.
Ham's
I
worried
know,
about the hand feel.
I understand we're all trying to get bricked up.
You're getting a fistful of Deadpool ass. What's there to worry about?
I know. That's what I said. Ass feels good.
I don't know, but
it's like the perfect grooves and everything.
Yeah, but long-term playing with it, is it going to...
Squishy, but if it were...
Oh, that would be nice. Like one of those booby mouse pads that I don't have.
Like the boob on the Quiet figure from Metal Gear 5?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, we could probably do something. We could reach out. We could get it. I mean, it's Bob Wolf and Woodhawker from...
You know who would definitely get one? Kevin Kenson.
Ooh, we should ask Kevin if we could borrow his ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, that's all, buddy. Thanks for answering the call.
All right, bye.
You know, they could just rebrand it as a Nintendo controller. It's already the right color.
Whose butt would it be? Mine?
I mean, it's up to you. I don't know. They could make it Bob's butt, but it would just be a regular Xbox controller.
It'd be so flat.
It'd just be
it'd be really flat.
Yeah.
All right, that's that. You can cut away from that.
Yeah.
There's more.
Go on.
Go off, King.
I feel so out of my element here.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just at my house. The issue is I feel so, as stressed out as I am, relaxed. And I something about never mind. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Hey, man.
Kim, thoughts on the ass controller?
Oh, I said I hope it's like the Nerf one, so it's squishy.
Oh, yeah. Nice and squish.
Yeah.
Now, why do you hope it's squishy?
Because what would be the point if it was just like rigid plastic? I feel like that wouldn't be comfortable to hold while you're gaming.
I'm with Kim on this one.
I am with Kim.
I want it to be like a booby mouse pad.
Yeah.
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 No, I agree.
Yeah.
Would the perfect point of comfort be to place the tips of your fingers in the
I
crack?
feel like you would have to like get in the crack to play the game. Yeah.
What if like when you squished it, it farted?
That would be very funny. It'd be disgusting, but it'd be very funny.
Xbox keeps doing these wacky controllers like that.
Do you have any of them?
No. Well, I
How
have
do
the
you
cool
get them?
ones.
Can
I
you
have
just
like
buy
the stuff.
them, or do you have to?
Bob just said you can't buy them.
Oh, you have to win them.
I guess you have to like get them given. But they do like that, and they do like the SpongeBob controller.
Which
and
one is?
or the SpongeBob Xbox? I mean.
Oh yeah.
They
I
did
saw
the
that.
They did the They did the fridge, the Xbox fridge.
Yeah, I tried to get you one of those.
They ended up making an actual fridge after.
Yeah.
But my issue is with Xbox is they do all these cool controllers and they do all these cool consoles and everything, but they don't make games.
Remember when they made games?
So
I was gonna say
there's always all of these cool controllers coming out. Starfield had a cool controller. They did the Xbox 20th anniversary controller. Great, I'm buying them all. I wish I had things to play with them.
Yeah, you just use them for your PC.
Why? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
giving
definitely a hardware
They're cooked.
company.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and
they
that's
even
fine,
they even
but, like-
not even the special stuff. They also sometimes they're like, here's our new Fire Rage controller, and it's some like fire theme, and it's like, okay, cool.
Where's the game?
Give me a game.
Yeah.
I don't want all these
Thanks
controllers.
for the new color, but give me a game.
I could buy a new controller, like a cool looking controller at a convention.
Yeah,
you know?
you can get a custom one or whatever. Give us games.
I could buy Antdude's custom controller for $500 if I wanted.
Oh my god.
He's
Is that
got
like
one
a
of
pro
them.
controller?
Yeah. Antdude. I don't want to make it seem like I'm throwing shade, but Antdude worked with a custom controller company who made him a. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, pull it up.
Hey
I wanna
man,
see it.
you got a Satisfy grip, okay? Does Antdude have a Satisfy grip?
Well, the Satisfy grip The difference is the Satisfy Grip was an actual product that went into production at a factory, and we made thousands of them. This controller was like a painted, handmade Pro controller, and they were just like $500.
Oh, was it like a made-to-order thing?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes more sense.
Dude,
because if you're having to hand paint that, that's gonna be.
It was still like, it was still too much. It was crazy, and like I think even he knew it was crazy. But that he didn't set the price. The company he worked with set the price.
He doesn't have control over that. He just designed it, I imagine.
I wonder what his percentage was.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah, I don't know, but here it is.
Okay, it's cute. It looks like kind of Kirby.
It is
with
cute.
The stars,
this was a while ago. This was like a year or two ago.
I'm sorry, but $500 though?
Oh, this was January, actually.
Yeah, I don't have $500
Yeah, I know.
But
well, let me see how much it actually was.
Like, I get it's collectible, but
yeah, I mean, how many? I guess if it was made to order, they don't really have like a set amount that they're making. If they were only going to make like 10, okay.
Yeah, fair enough, right?
Yeah, but like,
wait, it says 165. What is that? What's that?
It wasn't
reselling? Are they reselling for 500?
Maybe.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'm like completely wrong on this.
I think you got confused because 165, that's normal for a controller, right?
Yeah, maybe
No, it's not. I'm sorry.
It's still expensive, but a Pro controller is $90.
Okay.
It's like $90 to $100.
A Pro controller's $90?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Since, I mean, I guess you guys would know.
Chat, how much is a Pro controller?
The last time I saw one, it was like $100.
Wow, I apologize so much to our dear friend Antdude.
You better call him and tell him
friend of the show
sorry.
too, friend of the podcast.
I know.
No, I swear to God, I thought it was like 500. I don't know why I literally at Too Many Games recently. I was like, "How many of that $500 controller did you sell?" And he told me, but he didn't correct me. So maybe he thought I was being super facetious and like mean, and now I feel terrible.
It could be that, or the prototype was 500.
I don't know.
Maybe he told you how much the prototype was.
How about we get Antdude on the phone?
How about you call your little buddy, tell him you're sorry,
are you actually
and get the answers?
Let me message Antdude.
Welcome to the Nontendo Podcast, everybody, where we're just gonna call everybody in our phones. I'm gonna call my mom next. So,
hey man, I'm live on the podcast. Can I call? This is the same message I just sent Bob. Call you real quick.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing: is if he did think that you were throwing shade at him, we gotta do the Marvel Guardian of the Galaxy. By the way. Okay.
It was good. Yeah.
If he did think that you were throwing shade at him, then this call could be very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know what he thought because I swear I said $500 control. I don't know where I got that in my brain.
Yeah, I would like to know where the 500.
Wait, you said how many of that $500 controller did you sell?
To his face, I said that.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. Oh my God. I didn't even know he was at Too Many Games.
Yeah, I saw him for like 2 seconds.
Wait. Also, somebody in chat was mentioning that Nintendo announced an official Joy-Con charging stand.
Yeah, that was my next thing I was going to talk about, and then we're going to get into the Zelda stuff.
I didn't look at the dock.
Why, I just made the dock like 2 seconds ago.
My fault, OG.
Hello.
Oh, hey, friend. How you doing?
This better be good. What's up?
Okay,
it's the first time I've ever been called while live on camera. So it better be good.
It could be good. It could be nothing. I just want to ask, that custom controller that you made and you sold.
Yes.
How much was that? How much did that sell for?
Oh God. I want to say 180, 190.
Okay. When I went to the website right now, it said 165.
Even better. All I remember is people being mad at me. So in my mind, I'm like, it's $2,000.
Dude, okay, so I think that's what happened to me because I saw people were so mad at you for the price of that, and like the comments on everything that when you posted it were like, I love you, bro, but I'm not paying that much. And in my head, for some reason, I thought it was $500. I don't know where I got that from, but when I came up to you at Too Many Games, I think I actually specifically said to you, how many of that $500 controller did you sell? Do you remember that?
Yeah, well, that's how people would, make it out to
Wait,
to believe.
But did you?
So you said it in a very nice way, like, oh, dude, that was nice. There was a lot of people.
I did say it was really nice, yeah. So, but did you think I was being like facetious or mean or anything to be like that $500 controller when it was $165?
No.
Okay.
No.
I all of a sudden started pissing bricks because I'm like, was I really rude? Did you think I came across as really rude?
No. The
Okay.
comments will make you out to think it was.
165 is fine because isn't a Pro controller like $90?
Yeah, that's always the thing. A Pro controller is, I think if you get one even cheaper, it's like 76. I don't even know. It's something like that. But then it's good quality. You pay for the labor. I thought it was decently priced for what it is.
Yeah, but you pay for labor. You pay for the fact that it's custom. You're buying a controller at the price of 70 or 80 plus the custom plus the labor. So 165. Yeah. I mean, I think that's about as high as you can get on that. But I don't think it's that bad.
I agree.
Look, you know what? I'm glad that we settled that here on the Nontendo podcast.
Were you just telling stories about what you potentially mean to me?
No, I started out by... I don't even know how... Oh, we were talking about the Deadpool ass Xbox controller.
That's good. I want more controllers with asses on it.
I know, yeah. No, I know. I've had enough of boobs. It's time for butts.
I agree.
And then I got to like custom controllers, and then I was like, remember Antdude's $500 controller? And then everyone in the room was like, $500? And then we went down a rabbit hole.
Oh my god, dude! Every time I see that guy at conventions, I apologize to him because he deals with that on like a daily basis, and he has like a body of steel. He's used to it by now.
He should have made it cheaper. It shouldn't have been 500. All right, thanks for taking the call, man.
Thank you, man.
I love
Enjoy
you.
the rest of the podcast.
Bye,
everybody.
Bye.
I will say that I was kind of reeling about the cost of even 165 being expensive, and then somebody in chat said I was being poor.
165, I do think that's high end for a custom Pro controller, but
if they're hand painted,
it's hand painted, it's custom, and you are buying a brand. You're buying an influencer's controller, and at some point, brands can price things however they want.
Yeah. Right.
So if they deemed it was 165, then they sold as many as they sold.
Right.
I think I would do on a situation like that. I'd go 120.
Yeah.
Like if
Bob,
my best friend was like, I have a custom Pro Wolf Den controller, it's 140, I'd be like, could it be 120 for me? And that's like a good friend.
Wouldn't you start it free for yourself? Because that's what I would do.
Free from like Bob?
Yeah, the friend. The friend
I would assume I'd get it for free. I was just saying if Bob did one, I'd pay 120.
Okay.
That's as high as I would go.
Fair enough.
And I'd expect the same from him. I don't expect Bob to buy anything of my merch for over 150. Bob has bought my stuff before.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he bought a Satisfy grip.
Oh, he bought one?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I thought you gave him one. Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I could have bought your Gamer Subs cup, but I just asked Gamer Subs for a free one because I'm also with them. So I just hit them up.
I mean, you do what you
Well,
gotta
a lot
do.
of people could have bought the cup and didn't. So.
Damn.
All right, let's. I was going to talk about Zelda next, but this one is actually very interesting.
Okay.
And chat brought it up. And by the way, the Zelda thing is interesting.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now what the Zelda thing is. You know that new Zelda game that's coming out where you play as Zelda?
Yeah, the puzzle
Apparently, you actually play as Link.
I knew it.
I knew it. Well, you play as Link in the game, but we don't know how yet.
Oh, so you can play both.
Well, we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
All right.
Let's talk about this. So, Kim, I want to see if any alarm bells ring off in your head when you see this. And I'm assuming not. At least not in the way that I'm going to tangent.
Okay.
So Nintendo has announced that on October 17th, you can cut to this, they are releasing a Joy-Con charging stand where you can charge your Joy-Cons on a stand. Why is this interesting, Kim?
I feel like I'm doing a quiz that I didn't prepare for. I just, I don't.
Can I answer the question?
Yeah, you can give it a shot.
I think it's interesting because Nintendo is behind the curve on their own stuff. Because that's existed for a long time, as long as the Switch has existed, right?
Yeah, but don't they brick your Switch or something?
No. Not these. This is just for Joy-Cons.
Okay.
So the reason why I found this, and I actually, alarm bells rang off in my head when I saw this immediately, and then I saw it echoed elsewhere. Why now? Why at the tail end of this console would they release a Joy-Con charging stand?
That is weird.
Well, it's because, and we've talked about it on this channel already, there are huge rumors that the new Switch 2 is going to use magnetic Joy-Cons that aren't going to have a rail system.
Oh.
But this Switch 2, is also going to be backwards compatible, which means it's got to be backwards compatible with the original Switch Joy-Cons. So if you're getting where I'm going with this,
so you
wouldn't be able to charge your old Switch Joy-Cons on the new Switch, so you'd have to have a product.
Okay, so that kind of confirms
and Nintendo
it, right?
never offered any product to charge just Joy-Cons,
But
only
now
third
they
parties,
are.
but now they
So,
offer
okay.
this.
Okay.
I mean, they are just Bluetooth, so there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to. I guess nobody, I mean, I'm sure people did think of it, but I never thought of the fact that they would be able to be used.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's the same. Of course, it's when you play like Smash Brothers and you hand controllers off to people. It's Bluetooth, yeah.
So that means you can still use Antdude's controller on
You can still use the $500 Antdude controller on the
Exactly.
Switch too, yeah. So if you did invest in that, if you did take out a second mortgage to grab Antdude's controller, all is not lost. You can still use that next gen.
I'm happy to continue pushing that narrative, even though he just physically confirmed that it's not true.
Yeah, you can cut away from this picture now. Although I do like that they did the old NES.
To show you that
the
you
online
can still
controllers
use those.
is interesting. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. What's chat's thoughts on that? I mean, that was my immediate. I'm gonna bring up chat. If you could cut away.
Yeah. Somebody said. Hold on, I just saw the comment. No, it's gone.
What if it's not the tail end? Big 2027 Switch release.
Exactly.
No, we're definitely at the tail end. Nintendo have already said they're announcing the new Switch 2 before March of next year. So, no, I honestly think that's what this is. I think magnetic Joy-Cons on the new Switch or not, it's most likely not going to have the same connection as the current Switch. So providing a way to be able to use the old Joy-Cons for backwards compatible, because there's going to be games like you want to be able to play Ring Fit on the Switch too, right? Backwards compatible.
God forbid.
Well, you got to slide in the old Joy-Cons for that.
Yeah.
Unless they bring out a new accessory. What do you mean, God forbid? You don't like Ring Fit now?
I think we played that like once.
I mean, they would just come out with a new Ring Fit, so we could pay them $60 more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna come out with another one.
To be honest, this is something that we could have used a long time ago.
Oh yeah. This could have been helpful.
I know there's third-party accessories, but I always prefer to get the first-party ones, especially with stuff like this and even PlayStation, because you never know if whatever third-party accessory you're buying is going to, as you say, brick the console or like blow up the controllers or put out too much power, too much heat, melt.
And those controllers are expensive.
Yeah.
They're very expensive.
But also, I just prefer. Maybe it's elitist, but I just prefer knowing that I have the Nintendo thing. I like because you can cut back to this quickly, but you see this dock. It has the Nintendo Switch branding on it,
right? Versus the third party,
and that's kind of
nice
to put it right next to your Switch dock, and you see Switch, as opposed to some wacky third party thing.
For somebody like you who buys every Nintendo thing that exists, it makes sense to have the name brand one.
I agree.
But you're telling me that China never put out a Switch Joy-Con dock with the logo on it?
They might have.
I feel like they should have.
They might have, and they might have got in trouble. Yeah, that's it. That's it for that.
Okay, well that'll be interesting to see.
Switch
what
2 incoming. That's how I am. I prefer official brands when it comes to some electronics. Says Friday at Elm Street. Yeah, no more Mad Catz controllers. Yeah, no, I always prefer official stuff.
Do you remember the old Mad Catz controllers with the fans built in for the sweaty kids with the sweaty hands?
Oh,
I love that.
I actually don't remember those.
They had
ones?
built in.
Yeah, they had
fans built in.
Yeah.
You had sweaty controller hands as a kid.
Yeah, all my cousins were boys. We had to have the ones with the.
Yeah, no, they had grips that were mesh. And then they had fans built into the grips.
Yeah, they were cool. I gotta be honest. Some of the bootleg controllers were nice.
Some of them were, yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't prefer using them.
Well, I didn't like that they were wired.
Kim, I'll give you the option. Do you want to talk about Link and Zelda next? Or do you want to talk about how Nintendo recently disappointed a lot of people?
Let's start with the disappointment.
Okay, I love it. Let's make the people wait for the main topic.
Hate it.
Give me 1 second because I got to bring it up.
Okay.
So, you know how last week, Chat and Ham, and maybe you, if you were paying attention,
I was here.
You know how last week Nintendo had dropped this Emio trailer?
Yeah.
You can cut back for reference here, Ham. So this 15-second trailer that I was really excited for, a lot of people were really excited for, Emio, which it looked like some kind of horror game. It actually looks almost live action in like an FMV video here in this like 15-second trailer. Got a lot of people excited.
Yeah.
I'm not logged in. Oh, I am logged in. This is the Nintendo account.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the recommended things on the side there and trying to figure out what's going on. A lot of people got excited, and then we saw it got rated in Australia, MA, and it said it had S themes.
Oh, that's not
and,
good.
yeah, well, it implied it was going to be a horror game, which was good. It was sick.
Right.
Horror theme, scary, blood, gore. Awesome. Well, they finally announced what it actually is. And it is... I don't know if this is the trailer or not.
I'm assuming it is. Yeah.
So it's a Famicom Detective Club game, which were old Famicom games that look like this.
No.
They were no, she says. No. They were beloved games. They had a cult following. I don't know if I can find just a trailer of the new game or not. I don't know if there is one. But this is what the game looks like.
Oh, okay. So it's like a...
It's a graphic novel.
Okay. Yeah, you hate those.
I do hate those. So this is... It's... it is disappointing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not for a lot of people.
Some people really like these.
It's weird because if they had just announced they were doing a new Famicom Detective Club game, they just announced that with this guy, the original guy that made him, coming out talking about his fun new game. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm so glad
been happy with that.
But because it was set up in such a creepy, cool way for Nintendo that really felt like something different and new was happening, and we were getting a horror game, and then getting the rug pulled into a more cartoony sort of graphic novel, old school Famicom game, it feels bad to say, we're disappointed, because I feel bad for this guy. Looks really nice and awesome. This guy looks super sweet, and he's making his fun new game.
Yeah.
But it does suck.
The trailer looked really cool.
Yeah, I thought something really cool was happening. So it's pretty divisive. It's got people split.
It's not cool. It's just a different thing than you were expecting.
Yeah.
So
it's got a lot of people being disappointed and saying, that sucks, what a shame. And then it's got the fans of this series and cult fans being like, hey, come on now, we're excited, and why are you saying this is disappointing?
There's nothing wrong with being excited, but when they watched that trailer, they weren't expecting this game.
I think Nintendo or whoever idea it was to announce it that way was setting people up for disappointment.
Yeah, I don't know why they chose to do that.
Because I don't think that clip even reflects the game. I don't think it really truly reflects the experience we're getting here.
No.
Are you gonna show it again?
Huh?
Are you gonna show it again? The clip?
I'm trying to find. I don't know if there's better clips. I don't know if that's it, if this is the whole thing that they showed or not. Let me look up.
Yeah, I just for me, like I feel like there's like these graphic novel games, which are typically, well, not typically, but there's a lot of adult themed graphic novel games on the Switch, right? And they're just like a dime a dozen. Yeah. So that's why it's just so disappointing, because it's just another one of those. It feels like.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and I know that it's a genre that a lot of people like, but
I agree with the sentiment. I'll say that we're talking about some of the original ones, though. Some of the ones that started it all.
Sure.
So I don't think we can discredit them too much for wanting to do
we're not saying it's not
another
cool.
one.
Yeah, but
that's not the thing.
But also,
there is an insane saturation on the market, and it is such a niche genre. Like it's you either love it or you hate it. There's no in between. You don't mess around with graphic novels. You don't accidentally play one. You either love them or you hate them.
Yeah.
I hate them.
If it was more like Detroit Becoming Human, right?
Yeah.
If it was something like that, that'd be kind of cool, because that's kind of like a story based thing, but it's not a hentai game. So
yeah, and it's also more realistic looking. The cartoony, I think, kind of takes away from the scariness a little bit.
In chat, Malcolm said visual novels can be fun if done right. No, 100%.
Yeah,
there's some really. I'm pretty sure. What was that Sega Saturn cop game? I'm forgetting the name right now. I think
Sega.
Yeah, Sega Saturn. I think the guy from Metal Gear made it. I think Kojima made it, actually. Oh. I'm pretty sure that was a graphic novel, and that was one of the most revered games of all time. It was like a cyber. God, what was it called? Snatcher. All right.
That's a name. I've never heard of it, but
No.
It's apparently a really great visual novel game. There are some really awesome ones out there. I'm not saying that there isn't.
Yeah, you just don't play them.
Again, it's really just the fact that they revealed it, like some cool new horror, Eternal Darkness type thing was
Silent Hill,
coming.
kinda.
Silent Hill. It got everybody's gears turning on like Nintendo, and also because it just said Emio and it was on Nintendo's YouTube channel, everyone assumed Nintendo was making this themselves in-house.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of assumptions made, which is obviously
Yeah.
our fault, but I feel like Nintendo was setting us up to feel that way.
Yeah.
And I hope the one thing that comes out of this, other than a new Famicom Detective Club game for all of the fans, and I'm really happy for the fans, I hope one thing that comes out of this is Nintendo looks at the feedback of that and realizes, oh, people really want us to make kind of a creepy horror game. What if we did?
Do you think maybe that's why they did it that way? They wanted to feel out
No.
if people would be excited?
No. I don't think Nintendo think that far ahead.
that's a messed up like marketing like tool, you know.
I don't think so.
I would
Maybe.
think.
Who knows these days?
You know?
Who knows?
Pixel Sandwich in chat says if the teaser was anime instead of realistic looking, we wouldn't have been so disappointed.
I know. If
Yeah.
again, I know. Like, let me try and find the clip in here again. But if the clip looked like the smiling man in the clip in this trailer, yeah, we probably would have had a
would've
better
realized
understanding.
that it was a
Like, cut to
visual
this real
novel.
quick. This is what Smiling Man is going to look like in the game.
Right.
It's going to be cartoon and drawn.
Right.
And yeah, if it looked like this, our expectations would have been more in line.
Yeah.
And there would have even been people saying like, maybe this is a new Famicom Detective Club
Yeah,
game,
and
and getting,
people
you
would
know,
have been
rather
excited
than
for that.
maybe this is Nintendo doing a horror game. So yeah, I don't know. It's what it is. Thank you. Next. Unless chat has anything to say. The weird ad campaign was just a way to get as many eyes on the game as possible. Well, yeah, and
it worked.
It worked.
It did.
Yeah.
I think that Microsoft is doing the tease with the butt controller, and then Nintendo decided to clap back and do their own form of tease. Except,
Ass cheek clap back.
yeah, pretty much.
Well, Nintendo was first.
Oh, were they?
The butt
Ooh, I know.
controller was like
You know?
yesterday. It did kind of make people want a horror game from Nintendo, and then took it away so they can reveal a horror game in a couple months for Switch 2 and make it better. Love you, Wood. You're the best. Thanks, Jody. I appreciate all of you. All right, let's talk about the main topic.
All right.
Princess Zoldo.
I don't like having my laptop here and then you over here.
Oh,
I think the laptop needs to be in the middle.
okay.
Because I'm so focused over here and then looking at you and then turning
Yeah, but
around.
Then there's just gonna be a big box in the middle of the screen. You know,
I think that's okay.
well, it's up to
We'll
you.
figure it out.
I don't know if it's just this computer or what, but everything is riddled with ads.
That's crazy.
Like, just absolutely riddled with ads.
That's every article, though. They try to smash as many ads into those little shits as they can. It's ridiculous.
All right. So we're finally getting a new Zelda game.
Right.
And, well, I say finally. We got one last year.
Yeah.
We're finally getting our first Zelda game where we play as Zelda. Yeah! Woo!
Let's go.
Stop clapping. We don't play as Zelda. No, we do. We do play as Zelda. We also play as Link, apparently. So
I think
we
they showed that in the trailer, though.
Well, not really. So in the trailer, the game starts with Link in a cutscene, kind of. It kind of looks like it's in-game cutscene. Attacking Ganon a little, and he gets sucked down into a hole. And then Zelda pops out of a little crystal, and now you play as Zelda. And they showed all the mechanics of Zelda. Oh, isn't she cute? Taking things, cloning them, making 2 Kims.
Stacking
Now I
them.
got 2 wives. Awesome. So good. So the things we could accomplish. The chores that could get done. I don't know. I don't know. Take it all back.
Sure.
She can clone things, and that's
Right.
her whole gameplay. And it was very Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, this is a Forbes article. Link will be playable in Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. And hold on, let me scroll down all of the fluff before we can
Sorry.
finally
And
get
there
to.
is so much of
It's a Forbes article.
It's a Forbes article.
it.
Don't they
Jeez.
talk about like business?
They do.
That's so bizarre.
It is.
Why is Forbes reporting on this? Why is it not like, Dexerto or so? I don't even know.
I don't know. I actually, there was a lot of articles about it. I picked Forbes because it seems so like official.
Professional.
Yeah. Thanks to the nice people at the ESRB, the game's description lists Link as a playable character, along with Princess Zelda. I think the ESRB ends up leaking so many things for video games.
Yeah.
And this is another one. So yeah, apparently it lists Link as a playable character, along with Princess Zelda. The game has a 10+ rating, if you're wondering.
For those who don't know, the ESRB is
this is the description.
The ratings bureau. Right?
Yeah, the ratings bureau. This is the description, I think, from the ratings bureau. This is an adventure game in which players assume the role of Zelda as she attempts to dispel rifts through Hyrule and rescue Link. From a 3/4 overhead perspective, players explore various elements while fighting stylized enemies, humans, creatures. As Link, players use a sword and arrow to defeat enemies. As Zelda, you can use Magic Wand to summon creatures. Example, Wind-Up Knights, Pig Soldiers. So we saw all of the Zelda stuff.
So you switch back and
None
forth
of the Link.
potentially?
Well, we can talk about that. For enemies, some enemies can be defeated by setting on fire. Other creatures dissolve into mist when defeated. Battle sequences are somewhat frenetic, with several enemies attacking, fighting at once. So that was ESRB coming up with a description of the game so that they can then rate the game.
Right.
I don't think there's anything else in here, really. I mean, the article then goes on to theorize a few things, so we can talk about it now.
Okay.
So you think... Let's get some... I have a theory, but let's
Okay.
get yours. What do you think the game could look like then?
I'm thinking you're Zelda for a decent portion of it, and then at some point you have to save Link, and then you can switch back and forth. You use him as like one of the things, because when you defeat the enemies, you can use them to fight the other stuff. I'm assuming once you save him, you can use him to...
No, it does say specifically you play as Link,
Yeah,
and you use
okay.
a sword and a bow.
Okay, so you would switch back and forth then.
Okay.
Probably.
That's what a lot of people's first assumption was.
Yeah.
What about you, Ham? You have any theories?
I mean, I don't have a lot of skin in this game, but I think it'd be kind of cool if they did some sort of like... It's hard to explain what's going on in my head right now, but like I'm imagining like one version of the world that you're in that Link perceives, right? Like an evil version of the world, and then like Zelda's in like the normal overworld or whatever.
You're
like,
actually thinking what I'm thinking.
something
like
like
that.
that. Yeah.
So, I agree with you. I'm gonna do my version of that in a second.
And then it will like integrate like having to switch back and forth into like the puzzles that you have to solve.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So Kim's way of thinking is, I think, where a lot of people went initially. You can switch between characters, or maybe you can choose. This is what some people were thinking.
Yeah.
You can choose to play the game as Zelda, or you can choose to play the game as Link. Or there's like a new game plus situation where once you've beaten the game and saved
That's what
Link,
I initially...
then you can choose to play it again as Link.
I feel like that, because it's 10+, I don't think the kids would want to do that, so I don't...
Oh, that doesn't... That's nothing about that.
Okay.
It'll be like GTA 5 where you can switch between Trevor and Franklin.
Yeah, yeah. And every time you switch between, Link or Zelda are doing something like random, and you like interrupt them in the moment.
Right.
Link's
Yeah,
like
exactly.
chasing chickens.
Like that.
Here's what I think, and it's along Ham's line. So at the start of the trailer, Link gets sucked down
I
into
forgot
something.
about that.
Yeah. So I think you play as Link wherever he's sucked
Right.
into.
Yeah, that
So,
makes more sense.
and I also wouldn't be surprised if it is similar to what Ham was saying, where you have to do a certain amount of things in Zelda's world to move a certain amount of things in Link's world, so that then you can go to Link or hit Link's parts,
Right.
and now you can progress more as Link, but you can't ever outrace one of the characters. You have to do this part, then this part, then this
Right.
part. But yeah, I think Link probably plays in some like dungeon type
Yeah,
underground.
that makes sense.
It's also similar to the last Link Between Worlds, which is kind of what this game feels like to me.
Okay.
Where in Link Between Worlds, you play as Link, but you can also go into a 2D dimension and like move in a 2D plane, like as a painting.
Okay.
And it's just similar. You know,
Okay.
you move into the other dimension, which in this case is just another, not
Right.
2D, but yeah. That's what I'm thinking. But either way, you play as Link in some capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Nintendo. Well, not. I mean they like to do that sort of thing where they have multiple different sort of like realities that you play in. Like, like I'm thinking, like off the top of my head, like Minish Cap, right?
Yeah.
Where like you could be like mini Link.
Yeah.
For a while, and then you become normal Link.
Yeah, their games are definitely never one-dimensional.
Right.
Like, as you said, Minish Cap, Mini Link, you have Link Between Worlds, 2D Link, you have, even Tears of the Kingdom has the sky and the ground below. This Echoes of Wisdom, Age, whatever, I keep forgetting what it's called.
Sure.
Illusion Echo, what's it called?
Echoes of Wisdom?
Echoes of Wisdom, yeah.
Yeah.
Even what we've seen so far very much resembles Tears of the Kingdom in the way, the freedom of how you play. The thing that Tears of the Kingdom has over that is you have different levels where you play underground or the sky. So this is giving you an underground.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I
think you're right. I think
that's what I think. That's my little guess.
Yeah. When does this come out?
When does this come out?
Should say in the article.
Oh,
September 26th. Okay.
September 26th. So we'll find out very soon.
Yeah. We'll find out if you're right.
The description of Zelda has wand magic, which in the game is Trirod. I'm just reading what else they wrote here. What does chat think?
I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not. It's not something I'm gonna play because it's just not my type of game.
You don't like the more puzzly Zeldas?
I'm not a big puzzle guy. You know, I don't know. Just something about it. Like I just like to, go and kill people. That's me. I mean, I'm sure there's some element of that too.
Oh, there is for sure, but it's gonna be a lot of cloning shit and stacking it so you can get up on like a
Twilight
perch.
Princess. You switch between Wolf Link and Link. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even in like Majora's Mask, you have all the different masks, and you switch between Goron and. Never really realized that almost in every Zelda game there is some mechanic where you switch and you play like another way. Yeah. Never really thought about that.
It's fun.
It's kind of similar to how every Mario game you have some new wacky.
Yeah.
You have like a water gun in one. You have a magical hat in another one.
I do love how goofy they are.
Very goofy. Very silly. So
Max says, I think you play as Link in the beginning sequence.
Oh.
I definitely do think you play as Link right at the start, and I think there is a bait and switch, which is already ruined if you've seen the trailer.
Right.
So you play as Link for a little bit, maybe like 5 minutes, and you get into Zelda. You do like some basic puzzle solving.
Right.
And then you get into Zelda, you fight Ganon, and you get sucked down, and then you're Zelda. The ESRB only listing that as Link you use a bow and arrow, that's super basic. Like, Link always has tons of abilities. So if he only has a bow and arrow, I could honestly see that just being the first, 5 minutes of the game. You have a bow, you have a bow, you have your sword, and you get to the bit, you fight Ganon, and then it's all Zelda after that. But the ESRB is you play as Link, you play as Zelda, because they have to list it if you play as him, even for a little bit.
I kind of like your theory better, though.
I do too. The only thing that I'll say that I hope is I do hope the Link parts are small.
Yeah.
Because I really want Zelda to have her own game. I think she can shine in her own game. I think the mechanics that she's been given are fun enough to enjoy a full game with that. And I don't want them to rely too heavily on the crutch of feeling like they have to add Link into the game.
Yeah.
I was already thinking they're trying to slam Link in here as much as they can so the game sells. When I saw the box art and Link, Zelda's at the front and then Link's behind as a cloud type, in the background, he's here, he's part of it, but he's not the focus. I don't want them to rely too heavily on Link. I'm completely fine with Link being as absent in this game as Zelda usually is in a Zelda game.
So you're cool with first 5 minutes of being Link, and then the rest of the game you're Zelda.
Xbox thing behind you.
Yeah,
I guess to clarify, I'm actually okay if Link's not in the game. I'm not even it's nothing I really want. I was excited for a Zelda
excited for a Zelda game. We have so many games where you play as Link.
If Link's only participation is that he's in the first 5 minutes, I'm fine. That's cool.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of cute, even that almost like a torch gets traded off, literally in the game. If it turns out that he does have a role to play in the underground, and you cut back to him every now and then, that's cool too.
Yeah.
As long as it's not a 25-hour game where you spend 12 with him and 12 with Zelda.
Yeah.
I'm down for more of like a 20 with Zelda, 5 with Link scenario.
Right. But I mean, we do kind of have the recurring theme of multiple realities in Zelda games. So I think it's worth like, I think that it's going to be the way that I said it, you know, or the way that we were speculating. I mean, somebody in chat said that like Ocarina of Time, you had like young Link and adult Link.
Yeah,
too,
yeah, that's
right?
true.
So
God.
there's just like,
Every
I feel
single
it's
It's
like
like
every
every
game's got mechanics like that.
It's like every one after the Super Nintendo one.
Yeah.
In Wood's theory, it's exactly what we wanted from Tears of the Kingdom, except in reverse.
Right.
What does that mean? So you play as Zelda a little bit here or there? Yeah, I guess. People did want that. They were hoping you played as Zelda a little bit here or there.
When Tears?
In Tears, yeah.
But you didn't, right?
Yeah, he's saying what we wanted.
They wanted that.
Yeah.
What they were hoping for.
I thought that's what it was.
I don't really play through Tears, so.
What was that?
I said I didn't really play through Tears.
Oh. I would prefer just the short intro so Zelda can have her own. That's, you know what we should do? Let me see. If I'm signed in, I'll do a poll here.
If you can, I can do it.
Yeah, I think I got it. So what should the poll? How much Link do we want to play as? How much Link?
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Do we
going
want
back and forth
in the new Zelda? So, shall we say 5 minutes at the start?
Half the game.
Well, it's just, half is the most.
Okay.
So,
All right.
cutting to him occasionally, and I'll put that in capitals to emphasize occasionally. Half the game is the third option.
Yeah.
So that includes any theory where you can switch between characters in the full game.
Yeah.
You finish a whole game as Zelda, and then you get a new game plus. You play the whole thing as Link. That's just split timesies, you know. Okay, we'll start the poll. I'm interested to see what people think, what people want out of this game. And don't let my wanting it to be only a Zelda game influence you. Does this news actually excite you as a player? Maybe it even changes your mind. I wouldn't be surprised if some people finding out you can play as Link might actually make them buy the game where they wouldn't before.
I think there's going to be a subset of people that are going to be like that.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if you love...
It's a game. You can do what you want.
Yeah, if you love Zelda games because you play as Link and you have a sword and a bow and that's what you've loved in games all this time, and you don't want to do magic and cast spells, I can. It's two different kinds of game. I can see that.
What I will say is, and this is a one. It's just a way of looking at it. But I know that like my fiance Dolly, right? She like won't play a game if she doesn't get to play as a girl.
Yeah.
Like that's how she is.
That's what she likes. It's what she likes.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, but that's how she is. So
I mean,
like,
a lot of guys are the same. Where they only want to play a game if they can be a guy.
Yeah.
right.
And it's fine.
They want to feel immersed, and some people aren't able to feel immersed if they don't feel like they're being projected, if they're not being like reflected.
Also, like custom characters too. That's another thing. Some people find it difficult to pick a game if they can't make their own.
Right.
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys that are like, I like to play women in games because then I get to look at her the whole time. You know.
What was that game that you were playing?
Stellar Blade?
Yeah.
Bob and I downloaded the first Descendant last night. Let me show you.
What is it?
Sure.
Hold on a second.
Are we calling him again?
No.
Okay.
But I am gonna.
What did that game look like?
Right now we've got 125 votes and 45% say cutting to him occasionally. 41% say 5 minutes at the start.
Oh wow.
Okay.
And then 13% are saying half the game.
Okay.
So yeah, not a ton of people that want half the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, again, I have no skill. I'm probably not going to play it, but
Yeah.
I do feel like the whole hopping back and forth between different realities to solve puzzles would be a good game mechanic at the very least.
I don't know why it would bring it up.
What happened?
All right, you can cut to my screen, I think.
I gotcha.
So I was just on Instagram Reels and I saw this game came up. And I just said to Bob, can we play this? I texted this to him last night. And we downloaded it and we were playing it last night for a little bit.
Is it fun?
No.
Oh.
It's called The First Descendant. It is literally a third-person Destiny, and it's literally just Destiny.
Oh.
It feels like a budget Destiny game.
Oh. The characters look cool. They're also
It wasn't
different.
not fun. Seppo was trying to play with us, and the game crashed on him 10 times.
Oh, shit.
Mine was completely fine, but no one else could get in to join me, so we ended up just playing Valorant like we always do.
Got roped in.
That guy looks like Sam from Supernatural.
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
But yeah.
So was it the characters that drew you in? Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even know what the game was. I thought it was like Overwatch, and then I started playing it.
That's what it looks like. If I was going to guess, I would say it was an Overwatch clone.
I feel like the overarching theme of this podcast today, this episode, is being roped into shit by
boobs and butts.
Sure, boobs and butts. Whatever it is, it's roping you in, and then ultimately getting disappointed
The
with
old bait
whatever
and switch,
you know, with whatever it is in the end.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to get our hands on that Deadpool controller before I know if I'm disappointed by that or not.
I know.
Yeah, maybe we should get a poll in chat about whether or not it's going to be squishy.
Yeah. I feel like it has to be, right? You can't just do plain plastic. That's
I don't know. I feel like it'd be cheaper to produce.
Oh, it would be, yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
This is the part of the show now where I throw to the comment section, the live chat, or any Patreons that have any questions for the tail end of the show. And I'm definitely not doing that because we've talked about everything Nintendo that I care about for the last week.
Is there not anything else, really?
You want to look?
I mean, I didn't look, but
I didn't find anything.
What about the thing that what was it that Max put in our Discord about Splitgate 2? I don't know if you care about that at all, but
what is that?
Well, Splitgate was a game that came
that's the
out some time
knockoff
ago.
Halo?
Well, it's like Halo, but it's also like Portal. It's
How
like
is it
Halo meets
already
Portal.
getting a sequel? That was like last year that came out.
No, I remember that was in like I remember playing that during the pandemic. We forget that we're 4 years out from 2020. Doesn't that make you feel old?
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, no, but yeah. So it's like Halo. Like the game mechanics were a lot like. I remember having a lot of fun with Splitgate.
Well, this thing he's put in here is just a cinematic trailer anyway, so that doesn't really do us much.
Sure.
I don't really care.
Yeah. I don't.
Did you play it? Did you like it?
I played it for like a week. I didn't get like super into it, but I would try it again if it was like $25 maybe. I wouldn't want to spend more than that. That's just me though. It'd be 5-ish years. It was 5 years ago. It's 2019.
Splitgate 1 is an old game. I can't stand having this laptop over here. It's on my back hurts from like sitting like this the whole episode.
So swap it. Try to swap it out. See how it looks. We'll do it live.
I can't handle it anymore.
I mean, we got manual focus on the camera, so it's not gonna.
yeah, maybe you should just get a little monitor.
Yeah.
And just
This
sit
is
there.
that's so ugly.
It's
It's
big.
yeah. That's horrible.
There you go. No
Oh yeah,
free
the
clout.
plan will fix it. Yeah.
I just couldn't anymore. It was so off-putting. We'll figure something else out for next time.
Well, because normally you don't have the laptop in front of you. Like you have the laptop in front of you, but don't have somebody next to you
Yeah, I know.
while you're doing it. So it's a pain to go back.
But
and
Kim
forth.
begged to be in this episode.
Did I?
She did.
I don't recall this. They're doing some new Animal Crossing clone. But what else is new?
Farming simulator.
Yeah, with dinosaurs.
Right.
Did you see the No Man's Sky update? Yeah, I did. It looked like it was mostly a visual update, but it is crazy to me that they're still updating No Man's Sky in 2024 when there's like a whole new game. Why is that like in your face?
I don't know.
When there's a whole new game they're working on coming out. All right, I'm ending this poll, and it's officially 45% cut to him occasionally,
Yeah.
so we know what we want.
Yeah.
I looked up Nintendo news, and we have Nintendo announces Joy-Con charging stand.
Yeah.
Nintendo World Championship NES Edition available now.
Oh.
Emio the Smiling Man Famicom.
I saw that.
Famicom?
Famicom.
We talked about that. Oh, there was one more thing I had in the doc, actually, I wanted
Oh.
to talk about.
Hit me with it, brother.
It's up.
Oh.
Phase up.
Phase up.
This is from IGN. The Nintendo Switch has now lasted 2,688 days, 7 years, 4 months, 1 week, and 6 days. That's how old the Switch is. Without being replaced by the next-gen console, a touch more than the NES's 2686 days.
Wow.
Does that make that the longest Nintendo console?
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
The longest running Nintendo console without being replaced. So the NES was 6 years, Super Nintendo, 64, and GameCube were all 5. Wii was 6, Wii U was 5, which kind of insane the Wii U even got 5 years.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. I thought it was going to be way shorter.
You know, there was that trend on Twitter some time ago where it was like what you look like when GTA 5 was released and what you look like now, or what you look like when it was announced and what you look like when GTA 6
You want me to find a
announced.
picture of me 7 years ago?
I'm just saying, like we could start that trend for the Switch when the Switch 2 gets when it gets announced. We'll start the trend on Twitter saying like,
I can bring up my vlog of when I
remember that
when I was waiting at EB Games in Canada.
Yeah.
Cut away. I'll bring it up.
Okay.
I'll see what I look like.
See what your hair looked like back then. You know,
it was more healthy.
Hey, I mean,
beatemups.
It looks great now,
buying the Switch. I'm sure
Max is saying
that'll
4 more years. And
who said that?
Max said that.
What Max? Oh, our Max.
Our Max,
Yeah.
yeah.
4 more years.
There you are.
There I am.
Yeah.
Switch it's definitely making us all feel old for sure. 100%.
I mean, you kind of just look the same.
You can cut to me now. This was the day that the Switch launched.
You look exactly the same.
Yeah.
You haven't aged a day.
I don't think. Yeah, I think I've aged a little.
No.
I look like I have hope in my eyes.
I would love to be able to show what I looked like 7 years ago. I do not look the same. Not even a little bit.
What looks different?
Well, size. That's part of it.
I look younger. Do I not?
Maybe a little bit.
I look like a little bit of a baby face compared to now.
I don't think you look any different.
It's just a filter.
Yeah.
Well,
The filter's making you look a little sickly.
Well, this is the most disappointing before and after. Then, if I posted like where I was 2017 compared to now, I just look the same.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't been that long.
That's good news, though. That's good news for you.
No, I want to look either really young in this or really decrepit now, so that my photo comparison
well,
would be funny.
You should use the little aging app thing that I have then for your now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I should age myself to look really old
really
now.
old.
Look real shitty. Yeah.
And then the before picture will be just me today.
Yeah.
I should do that.
That's a good idea.
I'll tweet that later.
Yeah.
I'm with that. Well, I mean, I was saying you should wait and do it when the Switch 2 is
I
announced.
don't know what you're doing.
You know, you should do it when it's announced.
Okay, yeah.
Because that's the threshold, right? So, what camera were you using then? Jesus.
It was my phone. I was streaming from my phone.
Oh,
That
you
makes
were
sense.
streaming.
It's very pale.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think you look great now, and you look great back then.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, thank you so
I
much.
think you look the same.
yeah, I wish I could say the same for myself, but
I could bring up. I don't know. I'll try bringing up my first Switch review. This laptop is so old. Remember Antdude's controller?
I got the good laptop today, so
Yeah, you have my good one.
it's needed.
Is this? Oh, Jesus! I was talking about this on stream the other day. Some people try and say, why did Wood start doing these clickbaity thumbnails like recently or whatever with like the mouth or whatever? Like he never used to do that. Cut to
Yes,
this.
he did.
This was 7 years ago. I honestly think that's more egregious and worse than what I do now.
Yeah,
Like,
you've toned it down, thankfully. But
I'm trying to zoom in.
that's something.
You haven't done like A/B testing like Mr. Beast does, whether or not you use teeth. You know.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy, I would want to punch that guy.
And that was when you were yelling, too.
That's a punchable face right there.
Those were the faces you would make in your thumbnail, and you would just be yelling in the video.
I also love how your head is above but the box you're holding is behind Switch.
Yeah.
Well, I can't block my head.
Well, no, but
You could put your head low.
I love that I'm doing this big dumb YouTuber face in the corner and decided to also put the cartoon me in the right hand side.
Just in case.
Just
we
in
were
case you didn't know what
confused.
channel you're on.
7 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anyway.
That's a 7 years ago thumbnail.
My,
For sure.
I do not do any more or any less click. If anything, I do less.
You do less.
I think I do less clickbait now.
We gotta get a pie hole set up in your house so you don't get ads. I'll tell you one thing though. You got more muscle on your body now.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
That's a skinny
Look how
guy.
That's a skinny boy right there.
Look
That's
how
a
tiny.
skinny boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
No upper chest, no
Yeah.
shoulders.
All right.
I got more muscle on me now too. So compared to 7 years ago.
So this is me 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Also, back then, I was shaving my beard right
You
up
stopped
until my
doing
jaw.
that recently.
No, I stopped doing that, like, right after this.
Like
it
a
was
chin
very
strap?
soon after this, yes.
Yeah.
Because I was starting to get comments from people that said, stop shaving your beard so close to your jaw. And I was like, okay, it defines the jaw, I thought.
I thought that was the whole point. Yeah.
But then as soon as I stopped, I was like, oh, yeah, now I look way less weird. Like it just makes my neck and it just makes my head look so like.
It makes your head look photoshopped onto your body.
Yeah.
You kind of
I'm
look
seeing that now,
like a
yes.
giraffe there, dude.
Yeah, it's
It
giraffe.
makes your neck look real long. Yeah. Okay. I didn't
Yeah.
notice it before.
No guns. Not back then, anyways.
On my arms?
Yeah.
No, yeah, not at all.
Well, it's because you moved to a state where it's legal to have guns, so
Yeah. Like, yeah, true. I guess. Anyway.
That's
enough of all of that.
it's good to be a little nostalgic sometimes,
I just wanted to see what I looked like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
And apparently it's
The same.
the
mostly.
same.
Yeah.
I'm just bigger now.
Would you do a video of you playing all your Switch games?
Good lord.
Jeez.
No,
That
I
video
wouldn't.
would be as long as Jordan's Survivor video, I feel.
Mm. Well, you wouldn't have to play through all of them, right?
Oh. You could just play them a little bit. Do a timer.
Yeah. All right, I'm out. We got
Okay.
nothing else to talk about.
Okay.
We're going to do a bonus episode for
right.
Patreons.
All right.
Guys, thanks so much for watching and listening to the episode today. Please let me know all of your thoughts down below on all of the topics we talked about and how much Zelda you do or don't want. How much ass do you not want on your controller when you play games? How expensive was Antdude's controller 1 out of 10? Let me know in the comment section below.
I'm still bricked up about it. So,
Yeah.
The controller?
Yeah.
And he
Antdude's?
should have put an ass on his
Both.
controller.
He should have. Then he could have charged $200.
That would have been worth 200.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Yeah. If you're listening, watching, commenting, 5 stars, positive comments, likes, that'd be nice. You don't have to. Let me know what you thought of this episode in my house. Thanks to Ham for coming and helping set it up. We're going to do a bonus episode now. And then later tonight, if you're watching this live and you're catching us live, Ham's going to be streaming on his Twitch channel from my house.
Super Monkey Ball.
Super Monkey Ball.
Grid stream. Yeah.
That'll be right here in the basement.
Good time.
All right.
I like the basement.
That's all I got for you.
Goodbye,
That's all we
everybody.
have. Goodbye. See you next week.